Energy is life. Life is energy. Humanity has always had a complicated relationship with the sun. Ancient civilization in Africa associated the sun with the earliest creativity of God as Amun-Ra, the unknown one, and the solar disk. But too much of a good thing, the sun and energy use, can deplete the capacity for life. Hello, I'm Cynthia Hewitt, a professor of sociology at Morehouse College and a fellow of the Morehouse-wide Initiative for Sustainable Energy. Today we understand that Western industrial society could also be called hydrocarbon society because it is a culture built upon using the energy stored up over thousands of years in the form of coal, oil, and gas. These hydrocarbons have fueled a vast expansion in our power to transform natural materials into useful tools, amenities, healing arts, etc., and freed up human energy to focus on intellectual and scientific pursuits. So energy is fundamental to development. However, we can see that this type of development, this development into competitive market societies, to use a concept of Karl Polanyi, requires us to use more and more energy, depleting the Earth's hydrocarbon stocks at an increasing rate. So what can developing society mean? Are the societies of the Global South going to become hydrocarbon societies also? If the people of the Global South are to develop into a hydrocarbon lifestyle, then it would take 5 earthfuls of resources for them to consume energy at the same rate as the Western societies today. And, of course, it would only be a matter of time between those 5 earths were also depleted. Further, the burning of hydrocarbons is completely implicated in the global warming bursting upon us now, leading to chaos in our Earth habitats. Hydrocarbon energy is not renewable. It is not sustainable. So what is development? At bare minimum, we are referring to addressing poverty. According to development specialist Kwaku Opan-Tutu, poverty in the northern part of Ghana runs over 60% on average and over 80% in some rural areas. Over 2/3 of rural children under the age of 5 and almost 50% of women suffer from malnourishment and malnutrition. The social implications are enormous. This is complicated by the reliance of development on hydrocarbon culture. African culture is primordial, primary human culture, the basis from which all has been derived. What is the implication of measuring development and how much of this has been lost or how much has been displaced? That is to say, how many people have been converted to English, converted to hydrocarbon culture? Currently, not more than 1/3 of the population of Ghana can communicate effectively in the English language. 32% of Ghana's population has never been to school. So on the other hand, this means that perhaps 2/3 of the people retain their traditional culture. However, as Opan-Tutu states, the result is that the majority of the people have been cut off from the national development process when this process takes place in English. Despite the fact that many societies have not yet had the full benefit of hydrocarbon power, there is a need to reduce its use now. There is a need for alternative energy, for renewable energy in particular. What can renewable energy society look like? This is the theme of the Solar Pioneers 2 research project. Energy is renewable, and energy is produced daily by the sun, but not necessarily in the quantities that are stored over thousands of years in the form of hydrocarbon energy. So how much is enough energy? What do we need or want energy for? When you confront the idea of using solar photovoltaics to answer energy needs, you must consider everything that you do with energy, everything you take for granted, your current use or non-use of energy. How can we adjust our needs and our wants to solar energy capacities? Societies reflect a particular set of responses to human needs and wants, which vary across the life course and from generation to generation. What we need and want changes with age, from freedom to play and exercise, to powering equipment to help us with our work, to a restful environment. Each person is an individual, but each individual is also a member of his or her generation, a product of their times. It is a wise African adaptation to have organized social age grade systems. To answer social questions, questions that affect every member, each age group is consulted. Thus, each generation can have its say. However, the elders hold veto power with respect to the interests of the community overall for the long term, because in fact, they are the most vested. They have lived the longest time. So how will African village societies respond to the need to allocate solar energy usage? In Solar Pioneers 2, American culture meets African culture, historic and contemporary. What is there to learn from the old ways that can help adjust the new ways to sustainability? The relationship, however, between Africa and science is fraught with ideological baggage, ontological and epistemological differences. Issues such as knowing versus proving, labeling as a discursive power, language barriers as gatekeepers, etc. So the Solar Pioneers 2 research project is dedicated to addressing these types of questions. It will also involve grounded research as we generalize and compare philosophies of science, African and Western concepts of energy and the sun. Summer 2013 has been devoted to the formulation of the research question, the team, and skills enhancement through training. As grounded research, the Solar Pioneers 2 research project will engage two African language communities, the Akan-speaking community and the Hausa community. We will seek to comprehend how their existing conceptual frameworks can incorporate solar energy in terms of its principles and its uses. What is their wisdom about the sun? What is their energy usage? What are their energy aspirations? One approach is to make a comparative chart of their energy uses and comparable English language community usage. See how each activity is powered. How much energy does it take? This would be step one, to assess the values, usages, and needs with respect to energy. The participant observation began with the opening up of the topic of solar energy to the community leadership the Queen Mothers in spring 2013. They responded by hosting a solar energy seminar for the MY's students, faculty, and Queen Mothers. And already there are young volunteers who have stepped up to assist them.
Nanano, student from Atlanta Morehouse College, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, all other protocols observed. It is with my great joy and overwhelming heart to welcome you all to Ghana and to the noble land of Gomwa East and West districts. The chiefs and the people of Gomwa, Idumapon, and Asan extend a warmest greetings to you all and wish you a successful stay. Source of energy. The district is currently in beneficiary of the national electrification grid, but the most people in both Gomwa, Idumapon, and Asan do not have access to the electricity facilities as a result of the cost involved. We are all aware of how the use of energy has become a great worry, not to the government, but we, the peoples, as individuals. One surest way to save today's mankind is the use of the solar energy, hence this gathering. There are many reasons why solar energy is important to humankind. Some of the reasons solar energy is now important are: global energy demand is increasing. Continuous usage of fossil fuel is damaging our environment. Solar energy is beneficial to us now than ever for the following reasons: positive impacts on our environment, financial benefits to our people, and energy independence. By using solar energy, you will reduce your dependence on the utility of companies. You will no longer need to have electricity delivered to your home, as you will be able to produce your own solar energy power electricity. In conclusion, solar energy gives you a level of reliability and security the other energy source can't match with. We are hoping that you will take advantage and visit our communities to enjoy the great culture, engineering environment. Nanano, students from Morehouse College, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the chiefs and the people of Gomwa, Idumapon, and the Gomwa Asen, on my own behalf, I welcome you once again to Ghana and wish you a good working visit to the district, especially Gomwa land. And by the time we leave here, much has been discussed with regard to the having solar energy in our locality sooner than later. Thank you.
Again, it's a pleasure to be with you today, so thank you so much for hosting us again. We've, of course, been here 3 times, at least here being the presence of the Queen Mothers. We've had productive conversations before in talking about solar energy. So what we hope that we're able to do is to have our students this year be able to sit and talk to you about resources in your community, perhaps talk about resources in ours, and how we might pool resources. So some of the things that we've talked about before are transportation issues, agricultural issues, microeconomies. We actually had the opportunity to come and talk about in February with some of the communities. So we really are still in a stage of developing and figuring out really good ideas of how it is that we can be of service to you. We certainly want to make sure that as we come and visit the Queen Mothers, we're not just taking culture from you, but we're sharing our culture as well. And certainly you all have been wonderful arbiters of that, or wonderful partners in your visit to the United States and to Morehouse College. So we just hope that we're able to extend this dialogue and make sure that the talking comes into some meaningful action. So that's what we are here to do today.
There, in their unique way, they established their sacred order and, as well, a safe place for dialogue, questions, and learning.
What did you learn with the Queen Mothers today?
Oh,
It was a wonderful experience. I think what was most important that I learned was listening to the Queen Mother's heart and hearing her thoughts and views concerning Americans and blacks. And when the question was asked, how did she see a particular American sister, she said that she saw her as a daughter, as a sister. And I thought it was wonderful to see that humanity can be seen in all people, no matter where you live or where you come from, that all people are humane. And I thought it was a wonderful opportunity to experience an opportunity with the Queen Mothers for them to dismiss some of their protocol, the traditional protocol, and sit with us and allow us to speak with them one-on-one. And I thought it was a very enriched experience.
I've learned was a lot about unity and a sense of community and uplifting the community. I really believe that they're truly trying to change things, and find alternative ways to really improve situations now. And I'm glad I'm able to help and have this opportunity to be here.
Well, I really learned how they're looking not only just to uplift individuals in the community, but uplift the community as a whole by trying to implement things that the whole community can actually use.
Back home, I would still say the awareness, making sure that what I have learned today that I can relate back to my brothers and sisters at home, so they feel the importance and relevance of giving back to our motherland and our home.
So what did you learn from the Queen Mothers this afternoon?
I learned from the Queen Mothers that they really do all that they can in their power to help the people. And I thought it was interesting that aside from what the government does, because their past history and the history of the Queens, people really respect what they say, so they really have such a tremendous influence on the people, and they really care about the people's well-being. And I feel like they're so powerful, and I was just really honored and humbled to be able to sit down and really talk one-on-one with the Queen and just absorb as much knowledge from her as I can. So it was a really great experience, and that's why I'm smiling like this.
Substantive cross-cultural dialogue and sharing with one another. We know that this is just another beginning that's going to extend the relationship that we have. And we look forward to continue to work with you, and thank you so much.
To find answers and some direction, we next visited the Energy Center at Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. They set up a short course in the design and installation of standalone solar photovoltaic systems, addressing many of the questions raised in our initial community meetings with the Queens.
Renewable energy, as you all know, has become an important component of current and future energy systems for nations around the world. And Ghana, and indeed the West African sub-region, is no exception. Concerns about sustainability, energy security, climate change, among others, have combined to make the integration of renewable energy into national energy systems very urgent. In Ghana, our energy planners and policy makers are targeting a 10% renewable energy share of electricity generation by 2020. In pursuit of this, we have a renewable energy law that has been passed in 2011 to provide support for the rapid diffusion of renewable energy technologies in the country. What this means is that we can generate energy from renewable sources. We have hydro systems already, but we have small hydro potential sources that can also be harnessed. We can generate electricity from biomass through the gasification technology, then also the solar system. The Power Generating Authority in Ghana recently installed solar system for about 2 megawatts in the northern part of Ghana, feeding it directly into the national grid for energy supply. So some attempts have been made to provide energy. So with these few words, I warmly welcome you to this training program in solar PV system design and installation. And despite that you are from diverse backgrounds, I hope that you will develop interest in this and at least learn something new from Ghana. And when you go back to the States, you will go to the shops and buy the various components yourself and fix to run very small systems. So I particularly welcome you all from the USA and Ghana for participating in this program. I wish you all a pleasant stay and a fruitful training session.
Last year, I personally closed one of the projects that we did called the Solar Cup. And following your solar energy training program, let me say a few words about that project. It was more of a technical project.
That would be a loss to everyone concerned.
New Grid Connected project, which is a grid connected project in a rural setting, not a very typical kind of project, because grid connected systems tend to be in the urban and city setting. But this grid connected project is in a rural setting. By grid connected, what I mean is that the output of your PV system goes into the grid. Just as you take from the grid, you also now then generate and give to the grid at a fee. Okay. We do not have that scheme fully developed yet, but it's in the offing. And so this project is looking at what technical benefits there is in having rural communities also get some of these grid connected systems, because there are problems of low voltages and all that. The question is, can such systems help correct some of these technical problems?
Yes, it's been a wonderful experience. It's been a long and very intense workshop here at KNUST, and we've been learning about solar energy. Today we had the wonderful opportunity of actually assembling a solar panel to a unit, and I thought that was extremely wonderful that we were able to actually get our hands to the actual solar panel, the wires and all of the technical work, and we were able to put the system together. And after we put it together, about 30 minutes later, the system was working wonderful. And so I feel confident that this the training that we've learned and the things that we required from this intense workshop, that it's sufficient enough for us to be able to go back to the villages and to the communities and share this information. And then I believe that coming as a religion major and a sociology major at Morehouse, I feel that the information is, that we learned that was hands-on, it's very practical. And I think it's going to be very easy for anyone, whether of their educational background or whether their knowledge in solar panels or any type of electrical work, they'll be able to do assemble solar panels for the community. So it's been a wonderful experience, and I've truly enjoyed it, and it's been a true blessing.
It was been a challenging week because I don't have a strong background in sciences and mathematics, but from their instructors and their professors, they really broke it down to the point where I feel confident enough to actually go home and assist with purchasing different equipments, and even here relying it back to the villages or the communities that we're trying to assist out here with our research. I feel confident enough to go back and really know the ins and outs and the needs and the wants and how to address what needs to get done in regards to having a better future for the world.
The training here was very in-depth. I think that informative, and it was very detail oriented. We really found out a lot of information about every aspect of solar energy. We saw we had a hands-on demonstration where we actually built solar panels ourselves in the engineering lab, and we also saw an installation firsthand yesterday where a solar home system was installed in a house here in Kumasi.
We concluded with a discussion of the existing Energy Center projects and the Solar Pioneer 2 project. The Energy Center is seeking to fulfill the mission of the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology to serve their community. And we hope that our field work will assist them in that process. Clearly, step 2 in our research can be a similar type of seminar or course where participants explore the values, science, technology, and financial issues of solar energy. We departed the university with a firm collaboration in place to be documented in a memorandum of understanding between our two institutions. Clearly, step 2 in our research project can be a similar type of course where our participants can explore the values, science, technology, and financial issues of solar energy.
So what specifically is Dang Limited doing in order to expand solar energy marketing throughout Ghana? What are you guys doing since it is, I guess, an issue that needs to be addressed? So as a company, what are you guys doing?
Solar energy is most used in the north where they are off-grid, you understand. So that's where the patronage is very high.
And that's where the heat is really high.
Yeah, that's where you can get enough sunlight.
It's burning.
So we've created dealers in those areas. Dealers from North Volta straight to Upper East and Upper West. All right, we have dealers all around. So the dealers will pick the items here and they will market those items over there. At the moment, we are trying to create a credit facility for the individuals in association with the rural banks. All right, they'll be registered at the rural bank. All right, then they'll pay in bits. Then we supply the items. Do you understand?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So with that, with the dealers and also the technicians, how are they contributing to the growth of solar energy use through the training of people, like through the training of the engineers and the technicians that are, I guess, helping to produce the solar energy for the people?
More of our system, especially when it's going for the north, every dealer comes back to the company for a training section. At least you can't just take the products to your destination without knowing how to install.
Our third challenge is to identify corporate sponsorship that will help us to obtain the materials and equipment that we will need, as well as the appliances to assemble solar installations and to make use of their output. Appliances running on direct current are very efficient in comparison to those running on alternating current. But the market for the direct current appliances and equipment is still relatively narrow and expensive. The last, but one of the most important aspects of the Solar Pioneers project is the formation of Solar Pioneers clubs at senior secondary schools. It will be the route to involving these youths in the neighborhood village electrification with solar energy project. With the help of a science teacher and a counselor, a senior secondary school-based Solar Pioneers Club can help youths to explore uses and issues of solar energy during the semester and then participate in a summer or winter break Energy Center course. These youths are expected to assist village projects, and we will seek to support them to further their education in science and sustainability, or to open up solar businesses and cooperatives. They can apply solar energy to their own personal and professional needs, whether they're farmers or manufacturers. The Solar Pioneers can participate in ongoing research, and this educational cooperation will be one sustainable outcome. We will need to develop and to employ trained translators. As well, we will utilize video-assisted research methods whenever possible, so that the record of the fieldwork can be analyzed by more than one person for reliability. We look forward to the start of semester-long study abroad so that instruction in the Akan language and Hausa language eventually can help bridge the gap. Pairing Ghanaian students and our MY students in research internships will create friendship bonds that allow a good bridge for understanding the village responses. Our research project needs to be a two-way street. We will sample Ghanaian traditional culture and offer of African American culture in return.
Hey, I don't know what y'all thought. This MPAGE 2013, ACC to AUC, coconuts on the beach. Y'all already know what it is. Here we go.
Who's better than the best in the game? Right now you don't know our name. Want to rise to the top, you will. What's our name? MPAGE, MPAGE. Who's better than the best in the game? Right now you don't know our name, but once we rise to the top, you will. What's our name? MPAGE.
You tried to stop me, bye-bye. I told her to rewind it, she fly. I know that you want me, good night. MPAGE is the name, intellect is the brain, freshest in the game. Freshest in the game, I made y'all get musty. Don't touch me. Rubbing on my head, I made y'all get money. Come rub me. Genie skills, yeah, you get it how you live. So I trust in God with my faith strongest still, so you know it's real. Reppin' MPA, shoulda end of my days. Wait, past the ignorant face, taming all my ignorant ways. Damn, right, be the best in the game, be straight. Putting these names to shame. Do it for the youth, middle finger to the fame. Pass me the ball, I shoot the J. Kill all the haters the same way, man. All of y'all sound the same way. Breaking different records the same way. Creativity on display, causing old heads to decay. Ever since L, I walk this way. Hard, work hard, pray hard, play. Each and every day we say, hey.
Who's better than the best in the game? Right now you don't know our name. Want to rise to the top, you will. What's our name? MPAGE.